Yo, it's Guido coming at you with Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. And we've got Moi in the A43, which is a Tier 6 Russian medium. It's one of the lesser known mediums, and it's running around with a little tiny pew-pew gun. What is this thing? The 57 millimeter at Tier 6. Dropping a sweep, is it 90 alpha or some crazy? 85. I wish it was 90. If it was 90, it would be awesome. But it's only 85. This actually started out pretty standard. It's on Ruinberg. We're on an encounter battle, and I go to the middle road to help try to control this. It is a tier 6 and 7 battle, so I'm only one tier down, not too bad. But anything I try to kill is going to take forever to kill because of the 85 mighty alpha on this. Bit of a strange game, though, initially, because the E25 and Hellcat go right up to the lower town, or the upper town, sorry, the village, over on the east side, and they don't find anything. There's nothing going on there. So I don't have any shots if I want to come out and turn right and take a look. The Cromwell's way back in there, and all our heavies start to filter in to the town. And for whatever reason, the vast majority of them go down that road, which I don't understand why they didn't go around the other way to about where the KV-2 is and start looking around that corner. But that's where they are, and immediately the King Tiger C starts losing all his hit points, because why not? Can't quite get a shot on the IS. Looks like he's taking shots. And then, bizarrely, like I said, it was a weird game because the 36-1 Black Prince are moving up along the road, which you don't do, except that nobody on the red team is up in the lower village. So I'm watching this all go down. I'm thinking, all right, this is different. How are we going to leverage this? But for the moment, I don't have anywhere to go, so we'll just stay here. Because if I turn around and start going down behind and start looking for shots where these guys are going, and finally they're getting some contact there, then I'm going to get shot in the back by the IS unless I actually go around the corner. And I don't want to do that yet because I was a bit concerned about things like all those guys up in the back. Now the E25 just rages through for some bizarre reason. What a mystery. He died and he found a bunch of them. So there are guys up there. They were just hanging out further back. So we'll just hang out here then. We're looking for the IS to cross. The IS-2's on the corner. The KV-2 is right there, and that's most of their big kids. Looks like some of their other Tier 7 mediums, the 34-1 and the T20, are up in the village or out in the field. And we're losing. We lost two guys right off the bat. Black Prince got the 100 wide down. So now I'm thinking about moving forward. Let's see if we can do a little work with somebody here, because we've kind of pushed him back. The problem, though, is the Black Prince is in amongst them, and now there is nobody on the green team up in the lower village. So I'm going to get spotted and then shot from behind. Black Prince just YOLOs in there. Like I said, a very strange game as far as this map goes. Now the E25 is jumping over the Black Prince. The Black Prince is isolated. There goes the M6. Doesn't matter. They kill him anyway, and we're in a hurting status. We got 4 guys down. 2 of them are our Tier 7 heavies. And it looks like the IS-2 wants to come in and get a piece of the action. And now I'm kind of stuck up on this ramp right here, looking at this going, this is not good. And there's somebody on the cap, which I don't think it's the IS. Could be him rocking back and forth on it, but I think there's somebody else back there, and I can't quite get a line of sight because of the building. Our guys shift around to the north side of those buildings, and we've got a bunch of campers in the back. Looks like then now they're pushing in, so I need to react to this. I'm going to come back this way. I've got to do something about this threat behind us. Down goes the Cromwell. I actually hit the guy, just kind of guessed where he was behind the truck right there, and someone puts a big hit on him, and I put a little hit on him, and then someone else hits him, and we get rid of the E25, and that was an extremely dangerous tank. We've evened it up, but as far as tiers go, we're in hurting status. We've still lost better tanks. All of their heavies are here, so I need to move in to... Oops. As I was thinking that, the M6 shows up at my 6 o'clock. Now, I learned pretty quickly this guy's not very good. I'm not really sure what he's doing or who he's shooting at. He took a shot at me and missed, and then I came in and he backed out. And to be honest, I don't know what. I think he's... There we go. So he's being hit by the Scorpion and guys over in the field. So that gives me an opportunity to move forward, and then it gets a little bit crazy right here pretty quickly. I find him, sneak a shot into him. Actually, I missed him there. That goes into him. Now I'm getting shot from behind. Oh my gosh. So my hand is forced, right? This is what I was worried about, getting sandwiched in this road. My team is unable to keep them from coming around the corner. I'm no longer there to stop it. I probably would have lost the T20 had I stayed there anyway. So at this point, the best thing I could do is get aggressive. And you can cue the Benny Hill music at this point because it gets crazy. All right, yo, we're breaking in here. I wanted to break the sequence down. You just saw it get started. The first time I went through it, I just kind of talked about what hit, what missed, and had a little bit of fun as I was raging around. But I wanted to break this down a little bit for you guys because this is the kind of thing right here that you've got to learn if you want to stay alive in a game or to get better at the game. And it has to do with decision making, OODA loop, all that good stuff. And I'm presented with two bad options. One is take on a T20 and the rest of his buddies come around the corner in a big open lane. Maybe get back to that corner and then die hiding in the corner. Or use my maneuverability, get out here and take on what is the lower threat probably of the two threats. Even though it is an M6 and a Cromwell, at least I'm doing something this guy's not expecting and potentially something this guy's not expecting. So I'm presented with two bad options, and I have to, in my decision making, my OODA loop, go, all right, which one's the best of two bad options, right? Are there any other options? I suppose I could just plain old run away. I could, and really that's it, right? I mean, run away that way, take on these guys, or get in with amongst these guys and try to disrupt what they're doing. And I choose going into this fight here. So I'm going to show you once I see that the T20 has shot at me. There we go. He hits me. I didn't have to see it because he actually hit me. That's where I realized the guy was there. So I push in. I know the M6 is a near dead. I know I can't go that way because of what's coming up behind me. So I'm going to have to come in here and make the best of the situation. My best bad decision is come after these guys. I prioritize the M6, which is a pretty easy decision, right? This is the OODA loop. The next threat was the M6. Next thing I do is I'm going to go after the Cromwell, because if I just try to turtle up here, I've still got this guy charging down coming towards me, or the potential of him coming towards me. I don't know what's up here, and I'm pretty sure there's no one here for the moment. So the decision is to just go after the Cromwell. The Cromwell, now I'm going to wait till I go up and over that and my gun is online. I've auto-aimed him. Another decision I want to make, because I'm going to prioritize maneuver here to some extent than perfect aiming. So I take that shot. I slow down enough. That I don't go past where he is covered up by the building so that I can get another shot using my maneuverability, and I'm spinning my hole trying to keep my turret online. I see his turret moving slowly, so I'm going to keep moving towards his front, or from his, in his case, from his left to right, so that that turret can't get online, and I'm able to take him down. So I've neutralized those two threats, and now OODA loop-wise, I'm looking around, what is the next thing, all right? So I'm observing. Observe, orient, decide, act. There's lots of versions of it. That's not the exact version we use when we flew, but it's probably the one that most people know. Take a look at what's going on. Gather the SA. Orient, usually the maneuver selection, or select what you're going to do. Decide, okay, what are my options basically. Then decide on the options, and then act and do it. And then you continually go through that. And sometimes a couple of those phases are happening at the same time. So it's not just a perfect system of I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. You have to be dynamic and be able to flow with it. You can see how that dynamic system was right there. I came around, took out the threat, a couple small decisions. I decided I needed to take this guy out, and now I'm looking for the next threat. Good news is I have a moment to relax here. And then the T20, which I knew was back there. I knew he was back there, but I didn't know he was going to come around the corner. And one of the reasons I actually turned around and looked was I wonder what's going on back there. Guess what? Here comes a full hit point T20. The good news is he gets stripped of a bunch of his hit points down to half before I really have to do much of anything. So now, as I observe the T20 coming, I'm orienting, I'm choosing the maneuver that I want to make. Now I'm deciding on that, and I'm going to have to try to circle this dude. That seems to me to be my best option. If I just fight him face on, he's going to punch me twice in the face with easy shots. The reason I want to circle, right, the reason the decision, and it's, again, two bad decisions, take on a T20 face-to-face with my 557 hit points when he had 1,100, or try to maneuver and make him miss and start to circle him, I picked the best of the two bad decisions. Now I'm auto-aimed, again, another decision. Notice just a small thing, how the aim point, even though it's center of mass, because he has, in this case, left to right movement, I have to go this way, don't I have to do it the opposite way. Because he has a left to right movement, it's going to end up aiming at the back end of his tank. The further away I am from him, the worse that is. Close in, it's okay, but even so, you can see that it's having trouble kind of keeping on his tank. So is he actually spinning or is he driving? Yeah, he might be spinning. He might be just spinning his hull. I think I mentioned that later on in the video that he wasn't just spinning his hull. He may have actually been doing that. The nice thing about auto aim is center of mass. When it is the side of the tank, it's not bad. But look how high it is up on his tank. I'd much rather it auto aim him down here. And it may be that if I was a little bit better and my hand-eye was a little bit better, I could actually circle him with a view like this, or maybe even like this, and be shooting him lower. See how the auto aim's up high? The problem with this position is if it goes a little high, it gets into his turret much easier, right? Now I'm going to show you another problem if I get the bounce off of him. There we go. When you go around behind the tank, look at where that auto aim is. And this has to do with how low his tank is, how high your tank is, and the shape of his tank, right? He's got a pretty thick rear end, but it's center of mass between the bottom of the tank. So I can get further away. The bottom, I can't even do it down here. It's weird. Why is it doing that? Well, that's odd. I can't actually aim. Oh, that's because my depression won't let me do it. All right, so gun depression matters as well. The bottom of his tank and the top of his tank is the entirety of the distance it's going to center of mass. So it puts it in between those two. And you'll notice that's not really in a very advantageous place because it's pretty easy to get a shot up on that back deck and get an auto bounce or into his turret, which is stronger. You're actually hoping for a slight low miss hit to be able to pin him in the rear. So again, coming around with more of a third person might be better, although I think I'm running into some depression problems right there is what that looks like. There we go. So once I get far enough away, notice that it's a little bit easier for it to get into the rear. And as a matter of fact, it looks like it actually hit him slightly low and right to enable the pin. There's another one right there. And I get the bounce. All right, that jink, the reason I did that is his gun was already online. If I kept going around, he was going to have a side shot on me. And if he was any kind of intelligent, he might have backed up and blocked me or rammed me for some damage. So I'm just going to try to jink. All I want to do is try to make him miss that shot or bounce it or something, right? It was great to circle him as long as his gun wasn't online. But once it comes online and he's about to hit you, do something to try to make him miss. And that ended up working out for me right there. I actually jinked him there. And then I get a nice shot into his upper plate, which worked because I'm spamming gold at the guy, and we're able to take that guy down. So OODA loop wise, now I've taken on the next threat. Now I'm going back. All right, observe what's going on, right? I was pretty well stuck in that moment. In each one of those 3 engagements, I had to take on that guy. I didn't have a whole lot of opportunity to worry about the rest of what was going on, especially on the other side of the map. But you want to try to bring that in as soon as you can, right? Once you come up for air, you're done with that engagement. Now start looking around. And I've immediately gone to, all right, what's the next thing? And I'm thinking about the guy that's up top there because I'd really like to remove him. Why would I want to remove him? I want to remove him because the rest of the threats are on the other side of the map. I guess it's this way. Is it this way? Yeah, that way. Yeah, something. I don't know. I guess it's backwards. The other guys are over on the west side. How about we do it that way? We use cardinal directions. So if we can clear off the east side, the threats over here will be in good shape, and then he gets lit, which is a good thing. So now I know where he is. I'm thinking, do I poke? It looks like he's coming at me, so I need to try to shave off a few hit points from it. All right, I poked out, I shot. That was a bit of a chance, but he was moving, right? So I shot, I hit him, I back up, I see him start to move again. I come right back because his dispersion is going to be worse right there. And that's 2 free shots, and I can't quite get the third one in there. And now I'm thinking about, let's go ahead and go this way. Looks like the already puts a shot on him. And now I'm going to come around from a different angle. Why? Because I didn't have any more angles over here. The only way to take him on was to close the distance and start circling around this building. And between his alpha and hit points and my alpha and hit points, he's probably going to win that fight. So I'm looking for is a free cheeky shot. Now he's moving, plus he's worried about other guys, and I finally get one more shot into him. So that's, again, advantage me right there. That was just a bad shot. He wasn't really looking at me, so a bit of a mistake there. I probably should have come out more and exposed myself more to get a shot because if you notice, his turret was not even looking at me. All right, that guy's entire world is I got to get out of here. He's not even trying to fight me as he moves. And had he kept his turret towards me, it would have kept me from poking out there. It worked out for him. Take a little shot because I saw him moving. It worked out for him because I wasn't ready. All right, I should have been. Now, that thing has a pretty long reload. I am well inside his reload, but every second it takes me to get around the corner is another second he can reload. So he's goobered up. He had his turret going the wrong way. I'm able to get around the corner and shoot. And he misses, right? Again, that's that get in close to him and force him to make a miss. Doesn't always work, right? Most people are probably going to make that shot. But it's better than just coming up to this corner, maybe side scraping or poking out, or just waiting for him to plain old come around the corner knowing that he has enough hit points and taking me out. And we bounce. That's a bummer. Oh, I think we've locked up. Oh, there we go. We got him. I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, so we come around the corner. We end up finishing that guy off. So I wanted to break down that whole sequence for you guys a little bit more. We'll go back to the original commentary where we're just raging around the corner and having a good time. Hopefully that helped you guys out a little bit with the whole OODA loop concept, the idea of picking the least of two bad options, which is the same process you go through in picking the best of two good options. Right? You look at your options, you pick the best one for the situation, whether it's good or bad, and you go. And I think people fall down a lot right there in this game. When they're faced with just bad options, they don't know which bad option to go for. And just prioritize the one that gives you the best chance. All right? And sometimes the best chance is just go offensive on people. Right? The best defense is a good offense. I'm not saying every time, don't YOLO into every fight that you have. But whether you're forced to or it just makes sense or it may be a surprise move that can gain you a few more moments of initiative, sometimes going at them, circling, being aggressive can really throw people off. And if they have system issues or personal issues or whatever, it can become to your advantage as well because you're able to do that. All right, guys, I hope that helped. Back to the rest of the video. We get rid of this guy. We zing in here. We got the Cromwell. The shot on him, kind of spin around. We got to make sure he goes away. Oh my gosh, it looks like his turret is broken because it's turning very slowly. So I survived that. I'm thinking, wow, that was a little crazy. All right, let's go ahead and move on this way. Oh geez, there's another one. Here comes the T-20. He's raging at me. We're bouncing. He's missing. I'm bouncing. Got him auto-aimed. Oh geez, how do I miss from that range? There we go. Look at that sweet 89. He thumps me hard because that's what T-20s do. There's a bounce. And I'm just like, come on, somebody give me a little hand here. All he had to do was pin himself against the wall. Oh my gosh, I got a bounce. That was fantastic. And we take him down. Holy cow, did that get nutty. We're up to 1,373. There's still a guy up there, though, the T-34-1. Looks like he wants to come down and start beating me up. You can see he's out in the open, so we'll use this hold down spot. We'll just sneak one. There we go. Look at that mighty 87 damage. Maybe we can get another one. There we go. He misses on the run. We've knocked him down to 500. I'm at 301. Hey, guys, come help me. There we go. There's a little chunk of the guy. I'm figuring they'll push in here and help me, but the Hellcat's on his way. It's just going to take him a while. See if we can sneak one in there. He misses me because he's moving. I miss. Get one more shot. 74. Come on, man. He's making a runner. I miss a couple. The Artie misses. There we go. Oh, that's going to hurt. It did hurt. Those do hit hard for a tier 7 medium. Oh, that's a bounce. Is he going to get his turret on? We get one more. Is he going to shoot me? Oh, he missed. Thank goodness. Slam on the brakes. Nope. Oh, jeez. There it is. A little bit of help. And by the time I get my head back above water, where I'm no longer drowning or in danger of drowning, I look around and it looks like we've somehow won this game. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but it looks like we got there. All we have to do is track down this IS-2. And we got some near deads, and that is a pretty tough tank. So if we're not careful, we go at him one by one, he could pull this back. Unlikely, though, because we're about to swarm him with a lot of smaller tanks here. There's one into you. And we'll get him. No, one above. No. Oh, geez. That's no good. Hellcat pushes in, and I think, to his credit, ignores the Artie for the moment. Prioritizing the IS-2 and drops 240 or so on him, which is a huge help for the team. There we go. Dude fired, so we'll just push in and see if we can get some shots on him. That's a bounce. Bummer. Oh, that's a miss. Too bad. He takes a hit from somebody else. He's not long for the world. I'm going to prioritize him. If we can get him dead, that'd be great. Nope, I changed my mind. They got him. There's 2 Cromwells all over him, so let's go get this artillery. And, of course, he pushes the Hellcat. That's probably what I would have done. There we go. The Hellcat takes him down with 237. And we end up winning 1,950 damage. I got 3 kills out of it, 642 assists. And that sweet 240 bounce, which was that lucky kind of situational bounce that you wouldn't count on in a tank like this, but keeps you in the game and ends up helping me get a decent game out of this. This was a weird one, and it looked like a loss several times. Sometimes, like I said, when you get pushed, the best move is to go aggressive and push one flank or the other and take them on. And when you get mobile like that, you can cause people a lot of issues. Probably one or several of those guys had a bad ping or a bad computer or bad reflexes or something. The T-20 was having real trouble. You'll notice he was trying to drive forward and turn. If he'd have just spun his turret at the same time, he would have been able to keep his turret on me. So lack of game mechanic knowledge a little bit in there, potentially some system/internet issues and inability to take me out right there. But that's what you got to kind of count on. So it's not a situation of me telling you it's a great idea to always just rush them and circle them, but sometimes that's all you got. And I went from the point of being shot at by the T-20 behind me to a series of about 3 or 4 minutes of I was purely reacting to what was coming at me, just trying to survive the next engagement and then moving on as I could. And when the next engagement found me before I was ready, I just had to react and go to that. Hope you guys liked that. Hope you enjoyed it. That was a bit crazy right there. I would put Monty Python music on it, but I would get copyright claim because that's how the internet rolls these days. That's all I've got, guys. We will see ya.